So, looks like my first video. Let's see how this goes. I'm using the Jealousy brow cushion to do my brows at the moment. Just giving them some shape, making them look a little bit fluffier. My brows are very sparse, so this takes a while. And I really love this product, but I'm running out. So obviously you can see I'm dipping in quite a few times. Just getting them precise and not too much. I'm using the P. Louise base here to create a nice flawless finish on my eyelids before I go in with the eyeshadow, just to cancel out any imperfections on my eyelids and also to carve out my brows. This is the first time that I've used this product like fully, and it's good. It's a good product. It's basically a concealer, so yeah. So it does look like I'm putting quite a lot on. It's quite a thick consistency, and also I want it to dry. I don't want it to be wet when I put the eyeshadow on. So it takes a while, and it's like you have to have like a kind of patting technique as to how you apply the base. So I'm kind of patting it on as opposed to sort of dragging it on, if you can see. So just being quite precise with my brows and getting a nice kind of carved brow, because this is quite an extra look. So I do want to make sure my brows are very carved and precise. And just patting that concealer on. This is quite an important step because I want to make sure that the base is a good foundation for the rest of the makeup. So I do spend quite some time on this to get it to be the right sort of opacity. So I'm going in with my Soft Glam palette. This is the shade Sienna in the palette. And as you can see, look how vibrant the colour is. I'm just putting this in my crease. And I'm not really being very precise with this colour. Because it's the first colour that I'm laying down, I don't feel the need to be really like neat with it. So I'm kind of blowing the colour out, bringing it a bit higher into my crease and taking it into sort of like a V shape around the corner of my eye as well. This is the first layer of eyeshadow that I will be putting on. I like to layer up my colours because I feel like when you layer it, you get more of an interesting kind of look. So I'm going in straight with the black from the palette. The black in the palette of the Soft Glam palette is absolutely so strong. As you can see, I've put it on and I've realised how strong it is. So I've dipped my brush into a little bit of the mulberry colour in the palette as well, just to kind of soften that out because it is such a dark black. I'm just getting the first brush that I used, which is the 228 by Zoeva, just to blow it out a little bit more and to blend it because, the colours are very strong. Right, so I'm going to be cutting out the front part of my crease with the P. Louise base again. I'm using a flat concealer brush. This one I got from Michelle Palmer when I did the training with her in Brazil. So any kind of really flat brush, a MAC 252 is really good for this. But I like to use this brush that I got from Michelle, but obviously she doesn't sell her brushes right now, so the 252 works really well, or the 242 by MAC. So a good trick here is to open your eyes and see how much transfers up. I'm just blending the edges of the concealer just to get that kind of blended look that I love to go for. I don't like to make anything look like I've done stripes or anything like that. So I'm just tapping that colour on and making sure that there's a bit of a gradient there as opposed to just, So I'm using a glitter, it's a little bit like a Stila glitter, but it's not by the Stila make. It's actually by a different company. I'll link it down below, or I'll let you know about it because it's something that I may be offering. I'm just putting that straight onto the concealer, and it's kind of like a liquid eyeshadow. And like I said, they're very similar to the Stila ones, but a little bit more on the affordable side, because I think the Stila ones are like £23 or something. Again, tapping the in-between colour, which I'm using a little bit of the mulberry colour just to get in between the black and the glittery colour, because I don't want it to look like I've done a stripe. Right, so I've got some pink glitter here, and I'm putting that on top because I kind of wanted a pinky, goldy glitter cut crease, and I didn't have a pink, and I did have a pink, but I wanted to give it a gold base so that it was kind of like a pinky gold colour, like a rose gold. So this is the pinky glitter that I'm putting on top. And I'm just being a bit more precise and getting the liner part. So it's like a glitter liner, a little bit like the Urban Decay ones, but again, much more affordable. And again, going back in to blend that edge. Really don't like when you can see the edges. Blending freak I am. Just checking myself out. Alright, so I'm cleaning up. The Soft Glam palette has a lot of fallout. Just doing a top liner. And the liner that I'm using is by Fala Ali. I love to use a liquid liner as opposed to a... Oh, this is going fast. Okay. So I'm colour correcting. As per usual, I'm using the NYX Concealer Pot colour corrector. Just blending that in. Love this step. I can't do without colour correcting now. I think it makes such a difference. The foundation that I'm using is the Nip and Fab foundation in the shade 40. I really love this foundation. I'm really fussy with foundations and I don't like many, but I really like this one. Just patting that into my skin as opposed to swirling. I'm using a big fluffy brush that I bought. I think I bought it from Amazon or something. But any fluffy brush will do. Real Techniques do some really good ones. So today I'm actually using the Collection concealer in the darkest shade. I think it's number 3. Thought I'd try this out, and I'm taking the concealer all the way down into sort of like a triangle shape, using it to shape my eyeshadow as well. And I'm taking it quite close to my nose as well, which you'll see in a minute. See how I'm shaping that? So I'm going to take it quite close to my nose, so it's going to give it a bit more of a shape as opposed to my nose at the moment. I love this sponge. It's by Vigo Beauty, and I love it to pat in my concealer. Now, I don't rub the concealer in. I don't actually wet it on myself. I just pat it in really, really lightly. I'm not using sort of heavy movements or anything like that. So I'm using the Makeup Revolution highlighting drops here. This one is in, I'm not actually sure the shade. I'll have to look it up and link it down below. I'm using a soft fluffy brush. This one's by Juvia's Place, because, you know, this stuff can disappear really quickly if you're not careful. So I'm just using a soft brush just to kind of buff it in, but not too much. I do want it to dry a little bit, and then I buff it in. Just going back and adding a little bit extra into the crease area. I'm setting my under eyes now with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Medium and Golden. I'm setting the other parts of my face. Just making sure I've blended everything in, especially my where I've done the base of the eyeshadow. I want to make sure that's blended. I love to use a buffing brush to get the highlighter. I've used Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter, the Amrezy one. Beautiful. Love this highlighter. As you can see, it's very strong. Just contouring now, warming up my face, giving it a little bit of dimension. I'm using the Tarte, they have a contour palette I'm using here. Just give my face a little bit more shape. So I'm just going to clean up my contour a little bit here, and then add some blush, just on the apples. Now I'm putting some like dark brown under my eyes. Then I'm going to put the black on top in a minute. And this is just going to create like a gradient effect as opposed to just putting the black straight on. Just softens it a little bit. I'm putting my lipstick on. It's a liquid lipstick by Barry M called Bespoke. Love this colour. I think it goes really well with this kind of pinkish, smoky look. I'm putting the lashes on. I'm using these K Rose B lashes. I will link her website down below. These are really fluffy. I have got some semi-permanent lashes on as well, so that is why they look so full. Just adding some mascara to bring the lashes together, and that is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, and hopefully I'll have some more videos coming out soon. Thank you.